The most anticipated earnings releases for the week of November 25th, 2024. Presented by earningswhispers. It is a holiday-shortened trading week in the US, and there are only about 80 companies scheduled to report. Nearly all of them will have reported by the end of the day on Tuesday, which makes this a really short week. The main earnings release on Monday will be Zoom Video. After the COVID lockdowns ended, shares of Zoom peaked and then sold off over the next several years. Earnings, however, bottomed in the fourth quarter of fiscal 2022, and the company reported its first of 6 consecutive beat and raise quarters. During that time, the stock just put in a long base and spent 18 months getting rejected at $75. That is until the beginning of this month, when the stock stalled at $75 and then pushed above. That initial move was everyone that was betting on $75 holding again getting squeezed out of their position. But now the stock has pulled back and started higher again. As long as the company continues to put up similar results, Zoom should be viewed as what Stan Weinstein would call a stage 2 breakout stock. About 3 years ago, Victoria's Secret and Bath & Body Works separated from L Brands. The conventional wisdom at the time was that Bath & Body Works was the prize and Victoria's Secret was the dog. While neither have exactly been good investments since the spin-off, here we are with Victoria's Secret at nearly a 2-year high and Bath & Body Works at risk of breaking to new all-time lows. Dell tops the list for Tuesday. The stock rallied into earnings back in May. But even though the company beat the consensus estimate, it missed the earnings whisper and, with inline guidance, the combination of high enthusiasm and less than stellar results resulted in a top for the stock. After beating expectations last quarter, the stock has drifted higher, but still hasn't been able to find its way back to the levels it saw this past summer. While expectations are positive for the quarter, this is really about the outlook for the fourth quarter. Then there is CrowdStrike, which seemed to have everything going for it until it ran an update that shut down part of the global economy. The company still faces headwinds from the outage, but it seems to be faring better than feared, and the stock has returned to where it was before the outage. Wednesday will be like a Friday this week, with a handful of companies reporting, but none with much coverage or focus. Thursday is Thanksgiving, and the market is closed.
It says, Happy Thanksgiving!
The market is open on Friday, but just half a day, and volume will be light. Trade at your own risk. Despite the light week for earnings, there are a number of stocks with elevated volatility for the week. The largest spread between what traders are pricing in and the average moves is Leslie's. A few years ago, you couldn't get your hands on anything related to swimming pools with supply chain constraints. That pulled a lot of business forward for Leslie's, and now the demand for anything related to swimming pools has plummeted. Now, all of a sudden though, the stock has stopped going lower and has traded sideways for 4 months. That doesn't mean the stock is going to start trending higher now, but after a large gap lower on heavy volume, the setup is there for a reversal, and option traders appear to be placing that bet. Looking out into the full month on the earnings calendar gets us into the end of the year with nothing scheduled so far during that last week. Oracle still hasn't told us when they will report, and they probably won't tell us this week either. At some time during the first week of December, the company is likely to tell us exactly when they will report during the second week of December. There are still others that aren't on this calendar yet that should report in December too, such as Carnival, Lennar, and RH.
Shh.